Start of the second half, and Ironmonger first touch of the ball for the Swans, and they might gain first solid possession through Hawk to right. They could be in front within 30 seconds. Kappa's got the sit. Couldn't bring down the mark. Still a chance. Mitchell off the ground. Touch ball. Scores are level. 25 seconds after the start of the second half. And haven't we got a football match on our hands? Quick kick into play to Langford. And the Hawks now the team under pressure after subjecting the Swans to it through a great first quarter. Langford out to halfback to Dipper Domenico. A very good, strong mark at halfback.
Dipper on halfback flank. Cleverly across to Jenke. Curran from the side. He couldn't get in quick enough, and a fine telling mark taken by Holden. Holden's halfback flank. His target was Murphy. Murphy takes yet another mark. Some very good shepherding by Morwood, incidentally. Morwood kept Tony Simons out of it, out to Captain Carroll. He'll give it across to the Wizard Williams. Williams takes it one hand casually, then drops it in trouble. Gets a hand pass out, not one of his better ones. Picked up by Langford, runs into a tackle from Mitchell. Picked up by Eade, but the free kick has been played. And Langford is indicating, watch Kappa. Mitchell comes in and kicks it long. Deers in position, awkward one, and well played Hawk. He stole it from the big fellow. Wonderful anticipation, lightning speed. It looked to be Deers' mark all the way. Here it is, Kev. Look at that. He just stole it. Larceny it was. And
well, he kicked 2 goals in the second quarter, and I would say, along with Greg Williams, their best player in that first half. 12 kicks, 2 marks and 7 handballs. 19 possessions is a marvellous performance only a few minutes into the third quarter.
And from an angle, Hawk won't miss. Well, that was another Murphy moment, that one. That really was an unbelievable mark, because he was up against about 6'7" and it looked his all the way.
What more importantly for the Swans is the fact that they were able to carry on that good opening into this quarter from that magnificent second quarter, and in fact they've kicked the opening goal in each of the quarters played so far. So they've come out and they've been in top form straight away, and it's going to be interesting now to see whether Hawthorn can weather the storm. We're
2.5 minutes into the quarter, and in fact statistically back where we were about 5 minutes into the match, with the Swans 1 goal in front, as Ironmonger again wins at the centre bounce. Morwood gave it to Williams. The umpire says fair enough. Bays should have held it, wins it back. Good floating hand pass. Onto the ball runs Healy. Tuck. And Kappa. And a ball up 30 metres from the Swans' goal. But suddenly the home team looking the more aggressive, leading by a goal. And they might take some stopping from here.
Yes, he did very nicely that time, just to push it back a little and save danger when Healy was on it. Punched by Jenke, luckily out to Morris. He'll be tackled by Browning. A quick one to Kennedy. Kennedy fumbles, and one fumble's too much in this high-class football, and the ball goes over the line. Accidentally kicked over by John Kennedy. And the Swans are still in attack, and it's been a magnificent fight back after a great first quarter there. Here comes Healy. Beat Deer comfortably. Hooks it back in front. It's Cordy. Cordy can't mark it, and Tony Morwood's after it. Hit off the ground by Kennedy. Little Mitchell chases it, but it's over the line, out of bounds. Again, a thrilling exchange and tough football.
And Gary Ayres is still on the interchange bench for Hawthorn, so obviously he has an injury, and also Paul Harding's on the interchange bench.
Big fly from Cordy, but Tuck roves it to Mew. To the centre line, Curran has to stand his ground with courage. Bolton roved it beautifully. Holden. Nice hand pass, push in the back. Swans free kick. Bernard Toohey on the centre line, and he'll put Sydney back into attack. The Hawks haven't attacked in 4 minutes in this third term. Bolton backs his pace. Wobbly old kick, but Wright is under it and takes it well. Carroll up from half-back. Another defender's goal. It's long, it's curling back, and the leaper is Morwood.
What a great kick by Carroll, and a terrific shepherd by Graham Cordy to enable the ball to come out to Carroll, and that long kick, and this is a terrific mark by Morwood. He gets bumped as he was going for it, but he kept his eyes on the ball. Morris tried to bump him, but certainly that was a magnificent mark by Morwood.
Crowd hooting because Morwood's been brought around onto the tightest of angles. I don't think the replay showed that he marked the ball on such a tight angle, and he goes backward with selflessness and intelligence to Wright, who's further from goal. but an angle from which he could score a goal, whereas Morwood's was almost impossible. The Swans leading by a goal. Wright won't make the distance. Oh, bad miss by Deere. Cordy besieged. Still a chance for the Swans, but Tuck works it clear for Hawthorn. But they're doing it untidily now out of defence. Murphy, star in that second quarter. Tremendous pace and footwork. Bayes is the target. Curran not quite holding it. Push in the back. Swans free kick. In fact, holding the man was the indication from the umpire. And Paul Hawke again, who's kicked 3 goals from just outside 50 metres with a long set shot at what has been the non-scoring end, and probably kicking to this end, that distance might just be beyond him. Kicked from right on 50. It's close. Morwood's there again. Oh, he's got a tremendous pair of hands and great judgment.
I think Kappa flew pretty early and put a couple of Hawthorn players out of business there, and that enabled Morwood to take that mark. May have been a bit lucky that Kappa wasn't penalised.
Morwood drives it through. His second goal, his first since he scored the opening one of the match, and he gives the Swans a 12-point lead at the 6.5-minute mark of the third term. And who would have thought this at quarter time when Hawthorn led by 33 points?
It has been an amazing turnaround. Hawthorn running in numbers in that opening quarter with so many good players, but since the start of the second quarter, players like Dipierre Domenico have completely gone out of the game. Curran's been completely non-effective. John Kennedy's kicked 2 goals, but apart from snipping in and getting them, he's had little influence on the game. Loveridge has been on and off the ground for Hawthorn, and Ayres, who's one of their very best players, is off the ground, obviously injured.
And the footy's injured as well, Kev. The flat ball.
It's deflated like any Hawk supporter, really, Kev.
And at the moment, Williams is still being shadowed by Collins in the centre of the ground, which still surprises me.
Yes, he's the dynamo, the diesel. The heart of the club is Greg Williams, an extraordinary player, this young man. Ironmonger and Deere very close. Tuck trying Valentine. Williams again. Out. Hawke should take another free kick. That's 5 I can recollect, and you get them because you're in there first. And Paul Hawke has been magnificent. Bolton gets away from Dipper, sends a left footer and a raggy one down. Kappa dives at it, but the ball is too wide for him, and it's out of bounds. But they've swung the Swans into attack once again. It's in the pocket, only about 15 metres away. Bayes will come in and do battle with Deere. Tremendous leap there by Cordy, taken by Eade. Well, strong play, Tuck, gives his teammate the chance. Curran is pulled around the neck and will take the free kick.
Now, he's at half-back, and it's quite remarkable. This quarter's been in progress 8 minutes, and the Hawks still haven't had the ball into their attacking half. The Swans dominating the match at the moment. Collins, who's really drifted out of it since the first quarter, when he managed to subdue Williams, forced to go across ground. It's still in their defensive half. Muse kick, doesn't get it out of there either. Williams, lovely hand pass. Mitchell, forward of the centre line, tried to do too much and is penalised. The ball will come back. The umpire blowing the whistle just at the cutthroat moment for Barry Mitchell. Quite correct decision, I think, and Hawthorn get the free kick, 15 metres as well, and now they'll put the ball into attack for the first time in 9 minutes.
Clever play by Mark Browning, who pretended he couldn't hear the umpire's whistle and booted the ball down into the goal square.
Collins again from the centre line to half forward, and is it a mark? No, it's not paid to Simons, who's off the interchange bench. Tui, now Holden. Beautiful pass to Bolton, and the Swans doing it with precision now. Murphy out of the centre. Healy can line them up from 35 metres, and the Swans are 3 goals in front at the 9-minute mark, and they are running all over Hawthorn in this third quarter.
Well, we've said it before, but the running players, Healy and Williams, Mitchell and Murphy, they've just been explosive, and Bolton's been an outstanding player, completely killed Dipierre Domenico, who's had little influence on the game, and there was Bolton to Murphy, Murphy back to Healy, and it's this running brigade that was very rarely sighted in the first quarter that has completely taken over in the next 2 quarters. And when you consider Hawthorn's forward line, Abbott, Dunstall and Curran have been really struggling up there. Only Brereton has looked like winning the ball.
Harding does battle with Ironmonger, coming through strongly as Collins. Simon's kick doesn't cover any distance. Behind is Murphy. and boots them into attack once again. Underneath it, Stephen Wright. Ooh, crash into Jenke, and Jenke came off second best in the conflict, but showed great courage to take the mark at centre half back. Down he went, did number one. Stephen Wright strongly into him. Jenke now out wide. Brereton the target as always. Over the back it comes, and Brereton recovers well, kicks at it, almost got Holden in the process, and umpire Robinson comes in and indicates he'll bounce it.
Since quarter time, the Swans 10 goals 6 to 2 goals 3, and that's an indication of their dominance after Hawthorn had clearly won the first quarter, and it's delighting 22,273 Swans supporters at the SCG. Well, perhaps not all of them are barracking for the Swans, but the Hawks might have a moment of joy. Dunstall, Kennedy, open goal for his third, and didn't the Hawks need it as they cut the margin to 12 points at the 11-minute mark. Their first real thrust on goal in this third term yields the maximum result, and their handful of supporters start roaring some support.
And this was great play by Johnny Platten as he socked that off the ground. He thought he was Maradona then, and it came off to Dunstall. Murphy made great efforts there, and Kennedy, who's been an opportunist, he's kicked a goal in each of the quarters so far, bringing up his third goal, but certainly full marks then to Johnny Platten, who's really been a battler all day for the Hawks.
Very slick by Dunstall too, and here comes Loveridge, been off the ground for a lot on interchange. Michael Tuck being a solid player, hooks it back there looking for Abbott. Abbott in front, spoilt, in picked up nicely by Curran, will shoot for goal. Curran will drive for goal, hooks it back, and it's one behind. Well, an absolute thriller it is. Murphy made tremendous pace going back there just a few moments ago, but Curran just missed.
They rely a lot on Curran kicking goals, and that's the first time he's had a pot shot at the goals today, and that's his first scorer behind. And Browning was an outstanding player who's picked up Curran in the second quarter.
So 11 points the margin as the Hawks have kicked the last two scoring shots, 1 goal 1, trying to mount a revival. Here's Simons, replacement for Buckenara in the selected side. Didn't quite carry beyond Hawks' fingertips. Kennedy to Loveridge from inside 50 metres with the left boot. It's a beauty. Oh, it's a great goal by Loveridge. Just carried, and Hawthorn, to their credit, really starting to mount that revival now. The Swans got to an 18-point lead, and it looked as if the Hawks might be trampled, but the margin back to 5 points at the 12.5-minute mark. And Hawthorn, with an 11-game winning streak over the Swans, still in there with a chance of defending it.
Slick hand pass there by Kennedy to Loveridge, who has had very little influence on the game. He has 2 goals. He hasn't won very many possessions and has been on the interchange bench, but that's going to do wonders for his confidence. We know that he's a great ball winner when he's in form.
From Tuck, Brereton above them. Oh, he nearly took a good one over Carroll. Kennedy fights for it. Yes, he looks to me to be too good to be on interchange benched as the running Richard Loveridge, particularly when Simons and Collins, both newcomers to the Hawthorn team, probably or certainly aren't up to his standard at this stage. Still, Alan Jeans knows best. Harding, brilliant to Brereton, runs into trouble. More trouble, held it too long. Play on, says the umpire. Dipper tumbles over the top. And Ian Roberts was telling me that's exactly how his injury occurred. His doctor said he's used up all his bad luck in one season. He was in the midst of a pack like that when they tumbled over the top, and out he comes with a broken rib which had to be taken out. 5
points the difference. 13.5 minutes gone, third term. The Hawks in attack. Williams, cleverly done, got it high and gets the free kick. Got it in the face. The umpire with a tap on the shoulder says a high tackle. Dangerous hand pass. Comes unstuck. It mightn't though. Ironmonger. Hawk. Another ball up, and these two teams, perhaps the best contesters and appliers of pressure in the league, coached by giants of that caper in Hafey and Jeans, and they're using all their craft at the moment to try and prize this game their way. Brereton the knock-on towards Simons. Browning. Well done, Collins. Platten, who's been good for the Hawks. Loveridge in at the bottom of it. And another ball up, as it's a heavyweight contest at this moment.
And some of the lightweights are jumping in like heavyweights. Platten and Loveridge underneath most of that. Big pack now, waiting for the bounce. Centre half forward zone for the Hawks. Ironmonger the giant, too strong for Deer. Doesn't do much with it. Another angry pack. Advantage rule is played. Hawk, he'll be caught. Gets his kick still. Awkward one for Healy. Kappa comes in to assist. Well smothered by Langford. Out to Mew, and he's tripped. And a professional trip if ever there was one. And did the team no harm by, as Kappa did that. Look out, Tuck, you'll be caught. Gets it across to Weed. Well, the umpire comes back, said he threw it. And what a costly one that'll be. And it goes to the true boot of the side in Gerard Healy.
Yes.
Technical decision.
It was a technical decision. It would be good to see that particular decision once more. But Healy, the recipient of that free, he doesn't miss many. He's got beautiful skills. And Holden is off, and Matthew Lloyd is on for his first game for the Swans.
Healy kicks for goal, and as we said, he doesn't miss many. Kicked 77 in a season when he's with the Demons, and now the Demons would love him back.
Two goals this quarter.
Two this quarter, won the Swans best and fairest last year, beating Brownlow medalist Greg Williams in the count. He certainly is a magnificent player. When they're running, when Williams is playing well, that's when Healy looks devastating.
Well, an amazing error and a very brave decision by umpire Robinson. That was a free kick to Mew for the trip. He played on with the hand pass, and umpire Robinson ruled that he threw the ball, hence Healy's free kick and goal, and he then gets the kick out of the centre to put them into attack once more. Hawke in absolutely everything. Green onto the ball first, just about to throw that one with the flat of the hand. Dippy Domenico forced to go backwards to Loveridge as the Swans are really applying great pressure. Loveridge to half forward for Curran, who's got 3 to beat and does it. Beautifully done. He'll kick from outside 50 metres, just too far to score. Goes for Loveridge and Simons and hits the latter on the chest. He's still perhaps just outside range. And at the moment, not a lot to kick to, so he's going to have a long shot. Goes for the torpedo. Doesn't quite make it. Oh, good mark by Abbott. Tremendous mark, and it has been paid. That was a beauty. With all the defenders up trying to spoil, Abbott was able to hold that just on the goal line, and they're very rarely held because it gives the fielders, the defenders, open slather. But he did a mighty job to hang on to that.
And Ironmonger attempted to punch the ball through too.
Abbott, from 4 kicks, has 1 goal, and that's his second. And the Hawks again back within 5 points at the 17-minute mark of the 3rd term.
Well, we had Keith Miller in the box and at half-time, and Tim picked up his fielder from him then, back at the cricket. There it is.
That's Curran taking the big mark over the top. Simons now with this long torpedo, kicks deep into the square. It was a great kick by Simon. And we see Ironmonger in the front position here. He'll go to tap the ball through with that left hand, but he just couldn't quite get his arm to it, and Abbott, better judgment.
Harding gets it down to Green. Green left foots them into attack once again. Berman a big one, a well judged Carroll in front. Very strong, beautifully judged, and did it brilliantly because Brereton was crawling all over him that time.
Since that first quarter, Brereton hasn't played in front.
Yes, he's gone for the big leap too often, Kev, hasn't he?
He has tried to play from behind, whereas in the first quarter he played in front.
Dipper Domenico got that cleverly to Tuck. Tuck's kick is a very bad one. It's all height. Out in front, great roving Loveridge. Clever to Platten. Platten out wide. Racing downfield is Simons. Simons shoots for goal.
Collins it was.
Collins, was it?
Simons it was.
Simons.
Sorry, Douglas. My apologies. I ruined a great build-up and call.
Well, he did it brilliantly anyhow, and it was well done because Tuck's kick, didn't really do him much good. It was very high. Loveridge rove to it beautifully.
They've moved Simons now onto the wing to play on Murphy, and we can see that hand pass, and Platten's been a great player all day, and Simons there, an interstate wingman from South Australia, hasn't quite been able to get into the top 18 at Hawthorn so far this year, but it was great play coming down from the wing, and he's done a reasonable job of Murphy in this quarter, who starred in that second quarter.
And the Hawks grab the lead back at the 19-minute mark. Tremendous fight back after slipping to a 3-goal deficit. Tuck doing a lot of hard work today, but once again Brereton out of position, and Carroll takes it well. And after a demoralising start, the captain has lifted superbly. Healy having a big third quarter. Murphy dominating that wing to Browning from 60 metres out. Centering kick for Kappa. Out of position. Oh, bad miss. Dangerous. Right. Swans back in front. Quick reply from the Swans. One defensive error by the Hawks.
Rodney Eade.
Eade fumbling the mark. Right capitalising. And Sydney again 5-point leaders.
You don't often see Rodney Eade drop easy marks. Murphy there with that quick hand pass onto Browning, who, as true to form, that beautiful left foot kick, and we see Eade here drops an easy mark, and I think maybe Langford It's hard to tell, but maybe he didn't tell Eade that he was clear enough to take that easy mark and felt he was under pressure with players going to crash into him.
Back at centre bounce, and the match is a thriller. 83 points to Hawthorn, 88 to the Sydney Swans. In comes Paul Harding against Ironmonger. Loveridge close to the pack, can't get it. Tuck's got it out of the centre a few times in this term and done it very well. He's underneath that giant 100 plus kilogram frame of Ironmonger.
Craig Holden, who went off the ground to allow Matthew Lloyd on. It looked as if he had a leg injury as he hobbled off the ground.
In comes Harding with a big long run, but Ironmonger takes it away from him, picked up nicely and driven downfield by Curran. Underneath it is Abbott, and he stood very firm against Henwood. Dippier in trouble, tackled by Bolton, and dropped it and is penalised and having a pretty miserable quarter. David Bolton takes the free kick, steadies and kicks it out. You've got to look after Williams, Collins. You better hurry. Look at the skills, and what a hand pass that was. Absolutely lightning to Tui. Now it's Kappa. Up he goes in front, punched away from him, but the Swans are looking good. Tumbling on it was Green. Out to Tuck, who's been a good captain. Loveridge boots it down to centre wing position. In comes Dipper Domenico. Can't take it over, or does take it over the line out of bounds, and it'll be thrown in. But the Sydney Swans are looking good.
Smith coming back into the action. He was replaced by Cordy early, and now he replaces Ironmonger, and immediately into the fray as he rucks against Harding. Is beaten, but Williams gets it to Mitchell, to Wright, to Smith. The big man turns runner, tries to get it back to Wright, but Loveridge goes for the line, doesn't reach it. Good tackle lead on Mitchell. Knock on by Collins. Bolton held high, must take the free kick. What a real tangle with Tuck. He's a wild man as David Bolton. And he gets 15 metres out of all of this.
Through the glasses, he said, "Give me the ball."
It's his.
Quickly on to Wright from 60 metres out, but a bad pass is taken by Harding at half-back.
And Bolton and Tuck are still wrestling on centre wing. Now Healy's got Tuck in a headlock as well.
Not often do I see Michael Tuck that excited. Oh, bad luck, Kennedy. Browning on the ground. And nobody can get the ball out there, but they're really Tuck. I've never seen him so annoyed. Kevin, your long career, you played against him probably about 200 times.
Takes a lot to upset the Friar Tuck, but obviously then he wanted to cross the stream the same time as David Bolton did.
22.5 minutes gone. The Swans leading by 5 points. Tremendous third quarter. Cordy, great performer at half forward. Bad left footer. Puts Kappa under pressure. Oh, almost a good mark. Well played though, Langford. And a ball up the result. Kappa not happy about something. I can't quite work out what, because I don't think there was any infringement, and he certainly didn't hold the mark.
Kappa's done well, really, against a talented player. He's always made a great contest of it. New kicks off the ground, misses it. Kick off the ground is very dangerous. Oh, running a terribly high tackle there by another high tackle by Platten, and it's on.
And it's a free kick for holding the ball to Platten, which is quite amazing, because I agree with you, Doug.
It was a high tackle.
Look at the fists going in there.
And Graham Cordy gave Platten one to go on with, and that brought Hawthorn players from all around that back line.
There it is.
But it was a high tackle.
Oh, two high tackles it was, actually. You'll see another one after this.
Round that, and that's when Cordy threw the arm back. Bit lucky there that he may not have been reported.
Well, the net result, strangely, is it's Chris Mew who's to take it, so maybe it obviously wasn't the Platten one. Brereton in front this time, but one in front of him. Platten, your chance. Tuck, you're in trouble. Does it well to Dipper. Dipper steadies and sends an awkward-looking kick out in the Richard Loveridge direction. Murphy got above him. Here comes Curran. Lots of trouble for him, but it's lightning hand pass to Loveridge. Loveridge to Brereton. Brereton, a left foot snap for goal, is beautifully done.
Great skills.
Oh, you can't do it any better than that. He lined it up and kicks his third, and on his wrong foot he just did it so nicely, and Brereton looks full of class.
And only 1 point the difference now, and the Hawks have hit the front again, but certainly Brereton has been the focal point up there. They've had some players lift in this quarter on their forward line. Curran in the last 10 minutes has played particularly well, and Brereton has always been a danger, although he's tended to play a little bit from behind since that opening quarter, but he's such a magnificent player.
Almost in time on in the third term, and when you're watching footy, you can't beat a great contest between two top teams, and that's what we're seeing at the SCG. Hawthorn by a point from the Swans. Dipper, Platten, Tuck, And the Hawks putting it together in the second half of the quarter. Wide to half forward. Dunstall first there. Bad bounce. Brereton, who kicked the last goal. Hawke running onto it. Great performer for the Swans and gets them out of trouble to Skipper Carroll at half-back. Call from Healy, who takes the hand pass between half-back and wing. Couple of shepherders there for him, and he's got space. Gets to the wing before kicking. Morwood comes from behind with the leap, but Morris was equal to the spoil. Eade back to the centre line. Awkward for Wright. Brereton, Tuck. Still on the wing for the Hawks. Loveridge used the body nicely. Now takes the hand pass from Abbott from 35 metres. Hit the post. Should have kicked it. Normally would have kicked it. And the Hawks should have led by 7 points, but in fact lead by 2.
Well, he's definitely lifting his game, Loveridge, since coming back on in this third quarter. He was off the ground. He's kicked 2 goals, but he's definitely lifted his pace around the ground, and he's linking up, and that was a brilliant piece of play as he ran past to get that hand pass.
Williams unattended takes the kick. Out to Bolton he goes. Murphy with tremendous courage. In front it's the Swans going downfield once again through Mitchell. Mitchell then left foots it down the capper. Langford. Langford a big leap over the top and punches it down. Will recover. Will give it to Jenke. Jenke in trouble. Gets through 2 of them. Tries a short one down towards centre wing position and does it well. And Chris Mew takes the mark and Murphy rides him. And no 15-metre penalty. Mew goes back on half-back flank.
Kicks to the wing for Collins and Williams, but Toohey late on the scene. From the wing, Morwood the target. No chance of getting out of there. And a ball up at half forward for the Swans, 55 metres from goal. They trail by 2 points, 88 to 90. Fantastic third quarter in which Hawthorn have kicked 5 goals 2 and the Swans have kicked 5-1 for the Hawks to double their lead from 1 point to 2 points. Chance for the Swans to try and wrest that lead back. Cordy, Murphy, great wing performance today. Williams, another outstanding effort in the centre. Mitchell, long from the flank to Capper. 15 metres against Langford for a push in the back after the mark was taken. And Capper will kick now from only 20 metres. But a fairly difficult angle. Capper making that look good, and I think a little lucky to get the penalty. It certainly reduces the degree of difficulty, but it's still no gimme from quite a tight angle.
He missed one in the first quarter from virtually the same spot.
Has kicked just 1. That's good. The crowd tells us it's good. And at the 28-minute mark, the Swans are back in front by 4 points. And haven't we got a last quarter on our hands?
He's contested pretty hard, Capper. He's got to the front position. Langford, I feel, has been a very, very good player. But there's been very few times today where Swans players have actually kicked the ball out in front of Capper. They've kicked it in the air to him, and he's contested hard, but he's had to prop lots of times to go for his marks. But on that occasion, it was a lovely pass.
Would you put him in the stateside, Kip? The best full forward in the league?
No.
No? Who would you?
I would think Tony Lockett.
Tony Lockett. In comes Tony Smith, beaten by Harding. Williams down at the face of the pack as always. Out to centre wingers, swung them into attack again. Toohey fumbles at the crucial time. Chance for Platten to retrieve it for the Hawks. Platten drives it looking for Brereton. A big leap. He should have held it too. Well played by Abbott out to Loveridge. He won't miss this one. Well done. And he's put them in front. And Abbott has been a solid contributor. Loveridge's third goal. And Abbott, very, very well done. I thought Brereton should have held it, Kev.
Well, we saw before Abbott give one across to Loveridge and he missed it when he ran into goal. But this time, he didn't miss. We see Platten with that long kick up there. Brereton did drop the mark. But a good tap on there by Dunstall. It was Dunstall this time. I thought it was Abbott when I went back in my memory. But great play by Dunstall, who's really struggled. But that's the team sort of things that Alan Jeans believes his side should be capable of doing all the time. Even if you're not getting a kick, you can still contribute. Absolutely
goal for goal now. The Hawks regain the lead. Platten brought down. Williams, a very quick hand pass to Mitchell, gaining 15 metres. Murphy with great acceleration. Kicks long from 60 metres. Capper in good position. No mark. Good attempt, but good defence from the Hawks. Eade to Jenke from the back pocket. Places it nicely and finds Simons at half-back.
Simons wisely takes his time. It's just ticking towards the 30-minute mark in the third term. Simon sends it downfield and Curran's in position. Went far too early. Gives a chance for another lightning hand pass from Williams. Out it goes to Mitchell. Mitchell downfield is beautifully done to Morwood. And every move almost is started by that extraordinary pocket Hercules, Greg Williams.
And I am continually surprised that Collins has remained on Williams for the entire game.
Kev, it's ridiculous when you look at the damage he's done since quarter time. He's really started 90% of the forward moves. Tony Morwood, 45 metres from goal, kicks for goal. A huge leap by Bayes is unsuccessful, and Eda's very content to walk through with the ball. That's another behind to the Sydney Swans. It's 94, or is it 95 to 96? There's Alan June's worried man.
And looking and feeling about 96 as he watches the Hawks in a thriller against the Swans at the SCG on ABC Sport around Victoria. Bolton brought down, play on the call. Now a Swans free kick. Looked as though it might have been there initially and wasn't paid, but finally Bolton gets it. Bit slow to get up, looking for a quick hand pass, which isn't there. He's on the centre line, 31 minutes gone, so almost three-quarter time, as Bolton seems to prefer the left foot these days. Goes for Morwood. Spoil from Mew. Eade, the scout, back in defence. Across to Simons, who doesn't let him down. Simons playing on Murphy, who's been starring on that outer wing. Out to Kennedy. And I doubt that the Hawks can score before three-quarter time. 31.5 minutes gone.
Tries down towards centre field. Missed by Abbott this time. Ball pull around the neck, and still does he break away with it. Mitchell downfield. Huge leap. It's Hawthorn players everywhere. It's picked up by Morris. Eade doing well in that back pocket under pressure. Jenke back to Eade. Eade will find out here in centre wing. I think it's Simons or Collins. Collins racing for it. Now he's got time. He can go again. He's coming down to half forward flank now. Kicks it out looking for Brereton. He's got 2-1 against him. Smith came in and spoiled him. Carroll on the siren. And at three-quarter time, it's 14-11. 95 points to Sydney Swans, and Hawthorn Hawks are 15-6, 96.